awareness on what are the available tools and applications, as well as the software and platforms that could be used to enhance the teaching of these practical-oriented disciplines. My name is Dr. Violet Makuku, and I'm a quality assurance specialist at the Association of African Universities. I'm also the workshops coordinator, as well as the AQUA project manager. This one is to do with the harmonization of African higher education, quality assurance, and accreditation, so that the promotion of higher and tertiary education staff, it's harmonized, and the standards for promotion are harmonized, and also the credit systems and the standards for students at all levels from undergrad to postgrad are also harmonized. So today with me here, I've got Pamela Boama, who is going to help us with the technical support, and also Sengeze, all the way from Tanzania, is going to take us through. Today we are going to specifically look at how to effectively use YouTube. I'm not saying YouTube videos. Maybe YouTube videos could be part, but how we can effectively use YouTube and Facebook in the teaching and learning of the practical-oriented disciplines. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the thrust, but you may realize that you can also do some of these things, even to teach theory-oriented disciplines. So allow me to call upon Sengeze. He's a technology education specialist all the way from Tanzania. He's going to take us through, and we normally allow our presentations to go on, and then after that, we allow comments and questions. At the same time, we are also saying that while he is doing his presentation, let us take note of any issues of concern that we may have regarding what we are going to learn about today. I wish you the best in this session. Over to you, Sengeze, and it is my sincere hope that by now, Pamela is making you a co-host so that you are able to share your screen. Thank you. We have disabled our chat panel. We will enable it at some point. We had challenges. So if at all you have some contribution to make or a question to ask and you feel you can't wait, you can also raise your hand, and we can take care of you. So over to you, Sengeze.
Thank you, Dr. Makuku. I hope I'm audible.
You are audible.
All right. So thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to share again on these workshops. And thank you everyone who has been able to participate this afternoon. My name is Lucian Ngeza. Again, I am from Tanzania. And so today we'll be sharing about the use of YouTube and Facebook in teaching and learning. And therefore, if we make a recap of what we were doing for the past 4 weeks, we were discussing about how we can be able to transfer our face-to-face lab sessions into online environment, where we are looking to the effect of COVID-19, where some of the universities are still closed and some of the classes are actually moving on online. And therefore, we're looking into how we can be able to convert the labs that we have in face-to-face mode into the online environment. And therefore, we were discussing about different approaches that we were using we could be able to adapt for our own classes as well. So we spoke about how we use labs, remote labs and demonstrations, especially when we speak of using recorded videos. And then we looked into another approach, which was using simulations, especially in the areas of sciences and engineering. And then we looked into how we do virtual labs. It means a set of lab experiments that are embedded together into a platform which can be used by a teacher to be able to adapt into his classroom. And then we also looked into how we can be able to do computer-based courses, programming, for example, or software engineering, information systems, those groups which involve programming. So this has been done for the past 4 weeks. Now we are looking into the next part. And then this part has actually come from the comments and feedback that came from the last sessions. So as we floated our Padlet, we could be able to get reflections from participants who are actually looking into how we can be able to extend our sessions into deeper areas, looking into how social platforms can be used in teaching. And therefore, if you look into the screen here, you'll be able to see that some of them were commenting on how to use YouTube, and then some of them were looking into how to use live streams in engaging classrooms, how to use social media. So these, based on these comments from our members or participants, we decided to create something that can be able to take them forward to another step. And therefore, we are going to focus on these two tools, Facebook and YouTube, and more on the perspective of engaging our students in many ways. So at the end of this session, you should be able to, first of all, create a YouTube channel. I know many of you might be having your own channels, but we'll be able to take you through all the process on how to create a YouTube channel, and then how you upload a video on YouTube for your students, for example, just in case you have created a few videos for your students. And then we look into how to create, YouTube live stream. So how you can be able to do, just like we are doing with Zoom, but now YouTube has also a version where we have a live stream for your students, depending on how you are setting it up. So we'll also look into that as well, especially on the area where you want to engage your students based on the devices they have. And then later on, we look into Facebook, how Facebook can be used in teaching and learning. And then we look into how we create Facebook groups for your own classes. And then finally, we look into how we can also be able to do a live stream or a live session using Facebook, which we call Facebook live sessions. So these will be the objectives for the session. So I'm sure you'll be having a lot of questions in the process. We'll try to respond to questions as we go. All right, so let us get started. We're going to start with the first part, which is on looking into YouTube in teaching and learning. So we are looking more into how we can be able to use YouTube in teaching, and looking into the features that YouTube has to be able to provide engagement to our students in our own classes. And therefore, for this case, I had a set of questions that I wanted you to go through to respond to first before we move on. So this is the first question, just to reflect on your own usage of Facebook or YouTube channel. How many of you have a YouTube channel? I just want you to select between A, B, C, D, and then respond. If you can respond in the chat.
We'll have to enable the chat so that they can respond. Okay, you can start responding, ladies and gentlemen.
So tell us how many have used YouTube channels. So let's select between A, B, C, D. We want to see the responses. Okay, so A, okay, all right. So many of you seem to have never created a YouTube channel. I don't have one. Okay, so yeah, so this gives us a picture of where we have to start. That means I'm going to start from the beginning.
Yes, which is very good for them. Thank you.
Yeah, so many of you are on A. Only one is on C, 2 on C. So many of you are on A. So I'm going to start from the beginning to explain on how each of the following activities take place. All right, so okay, so here is another question. Before I go to the creation of the YouTube channel, this is another question for you again. Use the same channel chat to respond. For what purpose would you like to use? For what purpose would you like to use YouTube channel? Is it for marketing, for educational purposes, for uploading your live videos, or for other applications? Just respond to the question that you see here. So B and D, B for educational purposes. Okay, so okay, B and D. Okay. Okay, can you tell us what is D? In that case, can you expand? What is the other thing you would go to use for? If you can expand on D, can you say something? For those who are saying D, B and D. Okay, Okay, at least many of you.
Tengeze, I think we have a challenge. For our first one, I think we moved too fast because we have more than 100 people on the platform.
Okay.
And we would want to get reasonable responses that can enable us to have an overview. Of course, you had the overview, but
Yeah.
not many people had responded. So I don't know what you think.
Yeah, so I got the picture that many of them do not have a YouTube channel. So we are going to start from the basics, from the beginning, so that they get to see how the steps are. So, all right, so here we go. Let's go now. This is my YouTube channel. I normally work with teachers, and therefore, as part of my research work and teaching, I have a YouTube channel, which you can be able to explore later on. And therefore, what I do for this is to be able to upload videos that are related to teacher training, engaging teachers in many ways, and becoming 21st century teacher trainers. So now I think the next part is to be able to create a channel. So when you speak of a YouTube channel, it's basically an entity that YouTube allows you to be able to upload your video and a brand name to build a community around it. When you have a YouTube channel, that means we'll be having followers, subscribers. We'll be actually following what you are posting and then be able to comment, be able to react depending on the context and the video, the nature of the video itself. So you have a community that will be following you up, how you are uploading your videos, how you are updating them, and what you're actually up to in terms of the updating of your channel as well. So you might be having something like a class. You can have 5 videos where you'll be connecting your students to the videos and then be able to learn from the videos. But at the same time, this is different from the way we do with online courses, because in the online courses, there is some structure that is defined where you all have to, where you have to go, and the videos are really fixed. But with YouTube, there's no structure. You can just upload them and then give them links and put questions that will be responsible. Will be responding to some objectives that you want your students to be able to achieve. So this is basically how we do. Now, when you speak of YouTube channel, it helps learners to be able to engage there, to achieve their goals. You can also be able to build a community around it, because you'll be having people who have subscribed to your channel, and therefore you have a community of people who are following on what you are doing actually and updating. And then in many ways, you can also be able to motivate students, because students will be able to learn from visuals and videos, different from the way they are learning using only text and audio. So in this case, you have many modes where students can be able to learn and be able to follow the sessions as well. And then you can also be able to teach the students on how to use the content in many ways. And then in the long run, you can also be able to have content creators as well. The target of creating a YouTube channel is basically not to depend on consuming content that is already made, but for you to be able to create something and then be able to upload it and share with others. That is why we are going for a YouTube channel. And therefore, you can also be able to teach teachers, institute on how to use content in the classroom, and also be able to apply it in the ways they are teaching their students. So if we try to compare now, using YouTube as a platform for my class, and using an online platform like Moodle or maybe Canvas for my students, you have 2 comparisons here. So when we use Moodle, basically our lessons are unstructured, because you only upload videos and then put a little bit of descriptions. But again, with YouTube, you don't need login. You just have to sign up based on your Gmail account, and then you are ready to go. And then in YouTube, the videos are one search away. You just have to search if you know the name of the video, or if you have the link, it's easy to paste the link and be able to go. And then for YouTube, when we have the videos, they are learner-centric, because you can be able to embed some questions, some activities where it is needed, and also make sure that the students can be able to interact with the video as well. Now, when you're on YouTube, to be able to get the right video, it takes you many trials. You can have even up to 6, 7 videos jumping from one point to another, till when you get the right video, on average, you have moved between 7 videos. And then it's on a video, and its credibility is an issue. It's not much more credible because it might be open, or it might be private as well, depending on how you are setting it up. We all see this when we start our practical part. And then, of course, in YouTube, it's user-friendly. You can be able to access it anytime, anywhere, as long as you have the link and as long as you know where it is. But in the online course, the course is structured. Of course, if you're using Moodle, for example, or you're using Canvas, then sign up is required. You need to create an account and then be able to sign in. And therefore, it is online course is more of teacher-centric, because The teacher will always be there to be able to guide students, do this, go there, attempt the questions, submit an assignments. So the teacher is pushing students in most cases. While in YouTube, your students are much more freer. They can be able to do something, and then with a little bit push from their teachers. And students learn what teachers tell them in the online course. And then you have a complete learning experience in the online course because you have videos, assignment quizzes, and other activities for students. And the content is right always because it goes through a number of quality assurance procedures, which makes sure that the content in the online course is much more streamlined compared to the YouTube channel. All right. Now, if to be able to create a successful YouTube channel, first of all, you need to start with one subject, give it a name that is appropriate and easy to follow, and then create a content for only your audience. If you are dealing with students or your learners, ensure that it's only for students. If you are dealing with teachers, ensure that the content is for teachers. Don't mix up things. You are creating a YouTube channel for teachers, and then in the process, you are putting some videos for your promotion of your products, of maybe your business. That will not be appropriate. So if you're creating a YouTube channel for one audience, ensure that you're putting videos connected to the community you're going to create. That's all. And then decide the video type or style for your subjects. Is it like will you be recording the video while you are seated, or while you're standing up, or while you are moving, or while you're writing on the board? So decide on the format of the style of the video you would like to upload on your YouTube channel. And then take feedback from your videos. Normally, when you upload your videos on YouTube, you'll be getting comments and feedback and likes and dislikes from your viewers. Those should be able to help you be able to build a community and then be able to improve your own ways in many ways as well. Then create at least some videos to start with. Depending on how much time you have, you can be able to create a few videos for you to be able to go for. And then do not change your video style for the first 100 videos. So if you are going to create a video for a longer period of time, then ensure that the style for the first 100 video is not changed. So it's the same, so that your participants or subscribers can be able to follow your steps much more easier. Publish all the videos as soon as possible, as soon as you create them, and then wait for at least 3 months to see the results from your audience. And then choose the language of your content for the audience. If you are speaking English, use English as a language that will be used by your participants as well. If you are speaking French, then concentrate on French, because you're going to target your French subscribers in many ways as well. Okay, so let us now get started. I think I'll go to the first part to create a YouTube channel. So I am disconnecting here and then going to my browser. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. So I'm going to start on basics. I'm assuming that I do not have a Gmail account, and therefore I'm just going to take you step by step into how you create your Gmail account, and then be able to configure a YouTube channel straight away from your Gmail account. So to get started, what we do is, right here I have my own Gmail accounts, accounts. I'm going to create a new user account, or you can start from Google where you don't have anything, or you can create a new okay, let me start from Google, from a fresh page. So create Gmail account. So create a Gmail account. So click on this particular link here, the first link, and then create an account. So you go step by step, create an account. So this is the page that comes where you're going to create the name of your account. So let me say AAU, this is first name, and then I put channel as the second name. And then, so the domain name will come as, the email account will be AAU, anything, maybe .channel, anything. Just remember that make sure that you can remember the address. So AAU.channel, so the username is now taken. So you have to make sure that you're playing with this username so that it changes according to what you want. So this is taken, I have to modify, maybe 2021. So yeah, now this is available. And you have also some suggestions for you to be able to create another channel. So maybe you can use AAU channel 60. So you can select this one, or you can select this one as well. That's all right. Then you can write your username, your password. So maybe I just get it password as AAU. AAU. Okay. Okay, so I put anything like test 1, 2, 3 at. So again, I write the same test 1, 2, 3 at. So if you want to see the password, this is the password. Just I'm creating for dummy account to be able to test 1, 2, 3. So when you're creating an account, a password, ensure that your password is much more secure. And security of the password depends on how long the characters are into your password. For example, here, what I do is I have capital letters, I have small letters, I have numbers, and I have symbolic letters, alphanumeric letters, the symbols. So this will be much more, a little bit strong, but probably I could be able to expand it to make maybe more than 8 characters. That will be much more stronger compared to what I've created here. So far, I have only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 characters, but I would even go maybe to 16 or 10, depending on how I'll be able to remember. So once I create this one, what I do is click on next, so that you can be able to, okay, I save on my browser, just to remember. So you need to put your number. So I'm just putting my number, and then 687 635 696. So just put your number, because you'll be able to get a code that you'll use for approving a channel. So click next. You should be able to get, you should be with your mobile phone, because you get a code onto your mobile phone and then enter it. Okay, so I'm waiting for my code here. Yeah, it's here. So the code is 235747. So then you verify, and then you go, okay, set up these settings. So maybe December 1st, for example, and then here, maybe some year, maybe 182, for example. So the gender is male, and then you click on next. So yes, then your account will be created. And then you go, you agree to the terms and conditions. So you are now ready to go. So your account is safe. Welcome to AAU channel. And then every day is safe and all. So you have the details and all. But what we mean here is that your account has been created. And what you can do is to be able to log in into your account. So logging in into your account, I have here, my account is already created, and it's here, AAU channel. What I do is I'm already logged in straight away. What I do is go to the email, Gmail account, and be able to see how my account has been created. So now this is my Gmail account. Okay, so now I am already logged in into my Gmail account, and I'm already into the email part, inbox. So what I do to be able to start creating the channel, what I do, I click on apps here. This is the part where you have all the Google apps. On the top right corner, you see the 9 dots here is where you have your apps. And then go to YouTube, click on YouTube, because we want to create a YouTube channel. Now, once this one is opened, what we do is, okay, now this is open. What I do is to be able to, okay, sign in. Okay, I'm signed in. So what I do here now is to click on this particular profile. So if you click on this profile here, you should be able to see you create a channel. This is the point, which is very important now. If you click on this, create a channel, this is where you'll be able to customize and create your own channel for your students. Now, for me, I click on create a channel so that I start putting the details. So this page will open up. And this is the channel name. You can be able to change according to what you want. So you can decide to delete and put something you want, or you can retain the same name. It depends on what you want to do. So I'm retaining the same name. And then what I do is click on create channel. It takes some time to configure everything, but in the end, it's creating the channel. So yeah, so your channel is ready to go. And therefore, this is the channel you have created. you can click on customize the channel to be able to make some settings. You can, if you have some videos, you can click on manage the videos to be able to do the management of the video. Now, so this is a free, a brand new channel. It doesn't have anything on it. What you have to do, the next step is to be able to upload a video, at least maybe the first video of your class, for example. Now, what we do to upload the video, on this button here, there is nothing. The channel has no videos. What I do is to click on this particular top right button, written as create. You see there is something like a camera and a plus sign inside it on it, which means create something. You can be able to create video or go into a live mode. We'll be discussing about live mode later on, but today, now, let's start by creating, uploading a video. So if you click on this create button here, you have two options. One is for upload the video and the other one is for go live. Now we are going to upload the video. So it takes time depending on the network, but you'll be able to upload the video from your computer or from any device that you might have prepared for you to be able to do. So here is go get to learn more. So what I do, there is an icon here which allows you to be able to drag and drop, or you can be able to click on this particular button here itself, and then it will take you to the inner part of the, from your folders, and then you can be able to upload something. For example, let me upload this particular video here. It's 104 MB. I click on this video and then click on upload. So it takes time a little bit, but it should be uploading now. It should be okay. Now this is the video coming up here. It's still uploading. What you do in the meantime, you can give it a name. So the title of your video here, maybe Lab Experiment 2, for example. And then tell us a little bit about the video. For example, so this video explains about Lab 2 on volumetric analysis, metric analysis. So analysis, and then maybe give them some details. For example, you are required to watch the video and then respond to questions on Moodle, for example. So just give them some details that you think will be important. Now you can keep on configuring some other settings. For example, is this video for children or for adults? So I say it's for adults. And then does it have any age restrictions? No, any age restrictions, for example. And then what I do is I click on next. So again on next, you'll be able to see that, okay, there is nothing to edit here. Click on next. Here on checks, there is nothing to edit, and then you click on next. So here, it asks me to be able to look into the mode of publishing. Do I want to make it private? Do I want to make it private? Means the video will be only seen by those people you want them to be able to see. For example, I have a class of 5 students. I just give them a link, and I don't need to make this video public to the world. So I just click on private, and then I'll be able to share privately to my students. So if I want to be able to give on a link to the people I know, even if they're 100, I just select as unlisted. With unlisted, that means anyone with the video link will be able to access the video, but not everyone from the outside world will be able to see what's happening. That is the meaning of unlisted. And then with public, that means you're putting it available to all the people in the world to be able to see whenever they need it. That's why we keep it as public depending on the context and what you want to do for your students. So in most cases, you might take unlisted, or in some cases, you might take it as private, so that you don't like other people to be able to see, but you want only the people you're intending to be able to see that particular video. So let me take it as unlisted, and then I'll be able to share the link with you, or you should be able to see the video. So this is unlisted, and then I click on save. So we are still waiting for a few seconds to be able to complete everything, and then you should be able to go. So the video was for a 5 minutes video, so it might take some time depending on the strength of your network and where you are. Okay. Okay, so it's getting almost there. We are almost finishing. Okay, 95%. So the moment it's done, we should be able to see the video here, and then we should be able to do anything. You can be able to edit, you can be able to change, you can be able to modify, and then finally you can be able to share the link to your students for them to be able to engage. So 99%, maybe it should be finishing in a few seconds. All right.
Sengese, can we pick Chris? Because I've also
yeah, while it is
loading.
All right, sure.
Yes, go ahead,
yeah,
Chris.
sure.
Let me allow you to unmute yourself. Yes, you can unmute yourself and say something, please. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Dr. Violet. Yes, I wanted to ask, have you actually tried the private? I know the unlisted and the public, it makes perfect sense, but in practice, have you actually tried the private and put emails there that it becomes only accessible to them, as you said?
Yeah, yes, I have tried that. So with private, that means only those people you're giving the link will be the ones accessing the video. So whoever has the link and is not authorized to see that will be able to see a message like this video is private. You cannot be able to see. So there is a message coming that this video is private, which means you can be able to access it because you're not authorized to be able to see that. That is the meaning of private. But with unlisted, it's only all of those who have the links, they will be able to access it. But it will not be available on the public. You can't be able to search it on the YouTube. You can't be able to see it anywhere. Unless you have the link is when you can be able to access it.
Sure. So with private, you notice there is an opportunity to add a list of emails. And so more or less those emails are the ones you give access to. It's just I was hoping if you have actually tried and there's a trick on enlisting emails that actually make it work.
Okay. When I tried it, I didn't go to the details for adding all the emails, but I tried it with my teachers, and then they could tell me that it's all private. We can't see you can't be able to see the video because it's private.
Exactly what I have observed also. So what I actually understood with the private was so that you would have been able to enlist specific emails to which those videos will be allowed to those people who own those emails only. But however many times you try, you realize you are not able, they all get, even people with emails that have been listed within the private access, they also get the same message that the video is private. So I was hoping if you have tried it and you had a way around it.
But I wanted to come in briefly. Sengese, what I want to tell him is that if maybe they are not Gmail, so at gmail.com, it may be difficult. I also wanted to say that do we have it working like what we do when we load a video on Google Drive? Does it have that function whereby if I then send it to one person and limit it to one person, that person still, for the others to be able to see it, they can try and click it, and then the message comes into my Gmail account and I give them access. Do we have such also? And then we can come to Dr. Raymond.
Okay, so for YouTube here, the moment you share the link with those particular participants, they can also be able to share with others as well.
to which means you must be on Gmail to be able to work with it. But when you create a video and you are sharing and you are making it private, um, does it give you the option to include maybe somebody with a Yahoo Mail or somebody with a Microsoft email account, or it's whoever you're sharing it must be solely on Gmail? That's the question I want to ask.
All right. So in most cases, these platforms are what you call cross platforms. They can be able to accept emails from different clients as well. So for YouTube, when you speak of the private part, when you share it privately, you can be able to specify different emails as well. They'll be able to get it. But you have to ensure that you're putting the correct setting so that they can be able to open it. Otherwise, they'll be requesting you to be able to provide, provide access to those emails which are not Gmail based. But in most cases, the platforms are closed platforms, which implies therefore they can be able to receive emails from other clients other than Gmails as well.
Yes, so we can now continue. Chris, can you put your hand down? Thank you. We can continue saying it.
All right. So I hope you still see my screen here. Now, the video is already uploaded here, and I want to share this video with my students, for example. So what I do, first of all, if I click on the video itself, it will be able to open. And then here on the right, here, I will be able to copy the link. So I copy this particular link, and I'm going to share with you as my students on the chat. You should be able to see, Dr. Maku, can you open the chat for a while? I just paste the link, and I want them to be able to explore if they can be able to see the video from their end. If you can be able to enable the chat. Okay, so the chat is enabled. So this is the link for the video. Please click on the link and see whether you can be able to play the video from your end. So I'm assuming you're my students, and I have created a channel, uploaded videos, and I'm sharing you through the Zoom chat here. Can you be able to open it up and then be able to see the video playing? But what I want to do when you do a live stream, it's that you can be able to allow your students to be able to see you. You can be able to explain about their questions, but the students will be able to see you. They will not be able to speak, just like in Zoom. So what they do, they'll be having a live chat where they'll be posting their questions, and then you'll be responding to their questions as it is required. So live streaming is not available now. Let me try to use my Gmail account. I think it's not available for this channel. Maybe it might be. Let me try to log out and then set it from my own channel. And then you should be able to see how it works. Okay, so I'm just going to my channel straight away. And then I want to quickly create a YouTube live session. And then I'll be able to share a link with you. And then you should be able to see me from a YouTube channel. So again, as we do is you have to log in into your channel account. And therefore I'm going into my channel account now, logging in into the account. Then I'll go to the applications, and then I'll have to select the YouTube channel. I mean the YouTube icon to be able to go to my YouTube channel. So I'm on my email account now. I mean my YouTube email account. Now what I do, I click on applications, apps here on top right corner, and then click on YouTube so that I get to set up my live stream. So there are a lot of many other software tools you can do for creating live streams, but YouTube is much more easier to create. You can also be able to use other tools that we might be able to explain later. So now I want to create my live stream. So what I do is I go again to create, click on create. Now I do go live so that my students can be able to see me live. I can be able to respond to their questions instantly. So what you do, this is the interface that will come. And then you can be able to set up, okay, all right. You can be able to set up your channel name, for example. So for example, let me say lab 2, lab 7 session, for example. Just give it a name, any name, because you want your students to be able to know, okay, this is a live stream for lab session. Give it a name that is appropriate to your audience. And then what you do is, this is for adults. You can set it's public or private or enlisted. So make it public, maybe let's take public, for example, now. And then, but if I do public, that means even my friends who are subscribed to this particular channel will be able to see me live. And therefore I can be able to make it unlisted so that I share the link with you, and then you can be able to see me. I mean, I can share the link and then you can be able to see me. Okay, in the meantime, let us make private public so that anyone can be able to see it. And then what I do is click next. So you should be able to see the video starting up. So it takes a few seconds. Now it's allowing you to be able to set up, make any setting you might be able to want to see. So for example, make sure that your camera is facing you, microphone is working perfect, and see if this is all right, then you can click on go live. So if I click on go live, first of all, there is a chat on the top, on the right corner here, where my students will be interacting with me as a teacher. So they'll be able to see me, and then they'll also be able to respond to the questions. I mean, post their questions, and then they'll be able to respond to the questions based on what they're posting in the chat. And the moment I go live, that means everyone can be able to see me wherever they are. And remember, I have made it public, and therefore everyone can be able to see me. Now I'm going live. So it's just configuring and taking up some time to make sure that everything is perfect. And then when it's live, okay, now you are live. Tells me that you are now live. So that means my students are seeing me. Because my students can, I want to share the link to my students so that they can be able to see me from YouTube. Now what I do is, you click on share button here. You should be able to see the different options on where you can share the link for your students to be able to follow you. Now I'm just copying the link, and then I'm sharing this link with you all here on the chat so that you can be able to go and see me. All right, so I'm sharing on the chat here to everyone. And then let me know whether you can be able to, you click on the link and see whether you can be able to see me in the live mode. So I'm assuming you're my students and you're following the session. I shared you the live stream video. You should be able to see me, and then you should be able to see a chat where you can be able to post your questions. Just try to open the link. The moment you're in the link, I'll be able to see the numbers increasing here. So I see now there are 3 participants seeing me, I mean, the participants, you can be able to see the numbers will be increasing based on how you are. Yeah, I see people are starting to post in the chat here. Yeah, I can see Hussein Bakari, I can see Blessings, I can see Andrew Tete. Yeah, also. So can you post some of the questions in the chat? If you have any question, we can try to see how everything is rolling up. Just type something in the chat. So right now I see there are 26 participants viewing me from my live stream, YouTube live stream. So if I have a class of 100 students, they can all be able to join, and then I can be able to explain every concept to them. If they have questions from the course I had given them, I can also be able to respond to the questions as well. And therefore, it becomes something like an interaction where my students can be able to see me, and I can also be able to respond to the questions as well. Yeah, so I see now there are 29 participants seeing me from their ends, from their YouTube, I mean, from the link. And then I can see also, yeah, so I see, yeah, they are commenting on the link. So can you post any question on the chat? The share before you went live, is it the same? So someone, Raymond is asking, the share before you went live, is it the same? You have to get a webcam before you do a live session. So, all right. So you need to have a webcam, and normally your webcam, we use the integrated webcam into your computer. So if your computer does not have a webcam, what you do is you can buy an external webcam and then plug it into your USB port, and then you should be able to be seen from. As long as you have configured it well and it works well from other platforms, then it should be easier for everyone to be able to see you and be able to use it.
Yes.
Is this application free?
Yeah. Felicita has got a hand up, so let's allow you can unmute yourself and say something, please.
Sure.
Felicita.
Yeah, at the same time, I see a lot of questions from the chat. We can respond to a few of them after Felicitas
Let
spoken.
me start by telling them that this is not the first session which we have had on the teaching of online practical-oriented disciplines. We have had quite a number of sessions, maybe 4 or so. And so what happens is that if you want to make a follow-up and you are interested, you can actually write to us so that we can provide the links for you, but at a fee, because you know there are administration costs, and also we engage sometimes the participants to facilitators to help us with some of the work, and so those are expenses which we would also want to cover. So you can write to us, and you can do your payment like maybe $25. And if you want the whole session, you can also get what goes along with what you can pay, because we really need to pay them, and we struggle to do the payments as an international and non-profit organization. Let's have Felicita, are you ready to say something? You can unmute yourself, Felicita. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, it was almost impossible to unmute, but thank you very much. I was saying that I came a little late, and I found you presenting on how to, I don't know, to register for I don't know whether it was a channel or something like that. And let me say I got very retro. I'm not a very slow runner, but I got very retro. I've tried to follow. And now, of course, when you don't get the beginning, the rest of it becomes a challenge. But here I am.
Yes, so what we are saying is that in most cases, when we are having these workshops, there are people who log in 10 minutes before the session starts. And then there are people who join on board 30 to 40 minutes after the session is started. So we have a challenge that we feel like we are doing injustices to those people who want who join in early, and so we will try and have this for you. That's why we are giving you our contact details, so that you can at least contact us and work with us. Yes, Michael Osei.
Yes, hello, Doc. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Yes, I'm asking, how are you able to share your screen using the YouTube channel?
All right. So with YouTube channel, the intention of YouTube channel is basically on what you call one-way communication. It's more of asynchronous communication than synchronous. That means it's more of you seeing us, I mean, students seeing me than me seeing them. I don't see them. It's not like in Zoom where I can be able to see all of you. But in YouTube channel is that I assume that you're all there because I can see you from the chat how you're responding. But at the same time, it's not easy for me to be able to share, I mean, presentation or anything like presentation. The main target of using YouTube channel is to be able to have something of an interaction where you are like talking one-to-one, at the same time, no need of presenting something. And therefore, the big issue here is to respond to the questions that come from your students. And in most cases, we use YouTube channel when we have, for example, I have my 6-week online course, and then maybe I put in between, after the second week, I put a live interaction where I come to respond to questions that come from my students. And then in the end of 4th week, again, small live interaction for 30 minutes or 1 hour to respond to questions that have come from the 2 weeks where my students were actually working on the online course. And then at the end of the course and at the end of the 6 weeks, I put a live interaction like this one, where I just want to interact with my students and see the experiences at the end of the course. So there is no need of putting, I mean, presenting your slide here. It's only you speaking to your students normally. That is the difference between a YouTube live stream and live stream and a Zoom session.
I saw you sharing a recorded video. So can we say that maybe using a Zoom platform, you can record the presentation where your screen is shared and then upload it on YouTube so that the students can come back as maybe reference or revision, so that every other time the videos will be available on YouTube.
Right. Even here, when we are talking, because I have put this channel on, that means it's being recorded. You know, YouTube is using cloud, and therefore everything is being recorded right now. So the moment I end up my live stream here, the video will be stored on YouTube servers and it will be available to your students. So you have options. When I stop this video, you have 2 options. Do you want to retain this video? Do you want to delete it? So if I don't want this to happen in my YouTube channel, because it's just a warm-up session, I just delete it because I think my students will not need this. It was just the basics. And if I think this session was interesting for my students and it would be helping them, then I retain, I just say, save it. It will go directly to my YouTube channel and then it will be saved there. So it will be saved by the name you have given. I said it was Lab 7, I mean, something. That name will be shown onto a YouTube channel, and students can be able to access it from anywhere, anytime, because it's available on the platform. I hope I responded to your question.
Yeah, I thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Sure,
let's have who was next? Rianati, and then Maruta, Marfat, Amisu, and Raymond. Can we put our hands down once we have been responded to, so that we are able to see the others who are also putting up their hands? Michael Osei, please put your hand down. Thank you. Marufati, go ahead.
So there is an echo.
Okay, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
Thank you very much for this session. I joined channel when
Hiya. How? Access.
I could not stage. So it was very fast.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
please speak up.
I was. Oh, I started from the beginning of the session, and I was trying to practice what was teaching, but at the stage I couldn't follow again because I think it was very fast for some of us that are just learning to open a YouTube channel. I was able to open a Gmail account, a new one, but I couldn't proceed from that stage. So I want to just suggest that you can a bit slow down for some of us that are just learning to, create the new channel.
We get you. So what we will do is we will leave some time, like 15 minutes or so, for him to redo how you start creating your YouTube. Yes, next, Misu. Anyone, Misu, Raymond, Tabu, Melda, you can go ahead. Yes.
Okay,
Raymond.
good afternoon.
Yes, how are you?
Yes, this is Raymond. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? This is Raymond on the line. I want to find out. Hello.
We can hear you. Raymond, go ahead.
My question is, just a follow-up to someone who asked earlier. When you finish with the live video and then it is online, then you probably choose the option of leaving it there for your students later. Can any other student who is not one of your students have access to it, or it is just limited to those who you taught? That's one way. And then also I want to comment on the subscribe button as I am seeing it under there. What is it for? And then is there anything like feeds, FEEDS, in live streaming? And then what is it about? Yes. Thank you.
All right. So yeah, thank you so much.
Very quickly, I will take the first part. He explained to us that only those with a shared link, maybe you joined much later, only those with the link that he is going to share with are the ones who can watch the video. And also, if they are to share with some other people, although the teacher himself or herself will not have shared, those people will also have access, which is not a good thing, but it will affect the analytics that he may want to do regarding his class. So I'm saying very quickly take up the other questions, the other two.
All right. All right. So yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Makuku, for responding. So basically, that is the answer. It depends on what the setting you have put. Is it private? Is it public? Is it unlisted? So if it is public, that means anyone can be able to access it. If it is unlisted, that means someone with a link will be able to access it. If it is private, that means it's only for selected individuals. That's all. So it depends on the setting. Second question is on the subscribe part. So subscription, the subscribe button will allow you to be able to get many followers. That means, because we said in the beginning that while we are creating YouTube channels, we are also creating a community of learners, community of followers who will be following you up. The subscribe button is for everyone who wants to be able to receive updates, everyone who wants to be able to follow up your work that is going on. You click on the subscribe button and you become part of the community or part of the network to that particular channel. That is the meaning of subscribe. And that's why whenever you see someone saying subscribe to my channel, that means he's looking for people who will be following up his channel. And of course, in the process, as you keep on, if you have a channel that is having a lot of participants, maybe 2,000, 10,000 students, participants, for example, there will be what you call monetization. There will be some income generation activities that will happen, and Google will tend to give you money based on the subscribers and based on the number of, videos we are uploading. I didn't like to go into the part of monetization because it's not part of us. And what I wanted to focus is on our students and the amount of students you have in the course. That's all. And then, okay, another question was, Is the video going to remain public? Yeah, the fees. So there is no fees. So YouTube is free to everyone. You can be able to upload videos any number of times. Even though you can be able to upload many times, you are also contributing something to YouTube because they're also making business. If you are attracting a lot of customers, I mean a lot of followers, that means on your video there will be some what you call adverts from different companies, and therefore Google will also be earning, and also you'll also be earning, and therefore to cut it short, there is no fee that you pay. It's only uploading and then sharing, uploading and sharing. Thank you. I hope.
Let's have Adiza.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I want to commend you for this beautiful lecture. I just want to ask, if you already have a Google account, do you have to create another one specifically for YouTube, or you can use your same general Google account for YouTube?
Yeah, so you can use the same Google account. So like for myself here, I'm using my own Google account to be able to stream even this session. So your own Google account is enough to be able to create your YouTube channel. But then what you have to do is to change the name of your channel accordingly. Maybe you could say your channel name is maybe the name of your course, or the name, it will bear the name of what the content will be following up. That is what is important. But otherwise, the same email can be used for your channel.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. So I think, Dr. Mark, we can proceed to Facebook. Otherwise,
yes, but I think sometimes we may need to check what their issues are very, very quickly.
Yes. Sure.
Amisu. Melda. Amisu or Melda or
Hi, how are you? I just want to ask, I was trying to practice what you're doing, and then when I'm trying to go live, it says my channel does not meet the updated eligibility. So can you please clarify that? Thank you.
Oh, all right. So the moment you create a new channel, what you have to do is you configure it for live interaction. So there will be, on the tab where you have different settings, you can, excuse me, you can be able to set it up as a channel that will be used for live interactions as well. You can also be able to set it up as a channel that will be used for monetization. You can also be able to set it as a channel that will be used for educational purposes. So there are a lot of settings you need to make. I'll be able to explain later on when I repeat the same session, because there is one participant who said we need to repeat the same steps slowly. Towards the end, we have that session to repeat everything. I mean, some 15 minutes towards the end, we should be able to work on that. You'll be able to see. Okay.
Go ahead with Facebook.
I hope that is okay. So, okay, from there, I can see my students on the chat here. There were some of the students who were asking some questions. Does this live session have a time limit while engaging online? No. So as long as you're online, you can go even 2 hours, 3 hours, and then be able to stop. So there is no limit like 40 minutes or 1 hour. You can be able to go all the way as much as you want. It's only that it's taking up your bandwidth. I mean, because it's internet-based, and therefore it will be consuming internet resources. It depends. You have to make sure that you have a stable internet connection. Yeah, so I think this is the question that came from the discussion forum. All right. So I'm going to stop this, and then we are moving to the next part.
Okay. Yusuf, what did you want to say?
I want to. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
And thank you for the beautiful lecture. And I just want to know how effective is YouTube lecture as compared to Zoom, where you have multiple interaction with your students, like live interaction with your students in the form of video, audio, and text. You can also allow your students to share their presentation and so on and so forth in Zoom. So how effective is YouTube as compared to Zoom in a lecture?
All right. Thank you, Prof, for the question. So there is a difference in terms of how we manage each of the tools. For example, when we use Zoom, first of all, it's limited. In most cases, some of the teachers might not be having a subscription, and therefore it will be limited for them. For example, a free Zoom session with a free account is only limited to 40 minutes. So let me say I have a class of 1 hour or 1 hour and 20 minutes. That means my students will not be able to go because after the 40 minutes, it will be disconnected. But with YouTube channel, you can be able to go as many hours as you want because there's no limitation in terms of time. But again, the other limitation of YouTube is that with YouTube, students will be able to see you. You will not be able to see them, but you'll be able to interact in the live chat. Just like you have in Zoom, you have a live chat where your students will be able to participate in terms of posting questions, because you cannot be able to respond to all the questions at one time, but at least they can be able to post their questions on the chat. You can also be able to respond. And again, the only feature that is missing on YouTube is that your students will not be able to speak up. You won't be able to hear them. They will only be able to respond via chat. This is the option that is available to YouTube or to Zoom. But the only other limitation with Zoom is that the free account or free version of Zoom is only limited to 100 participants and for 40 minutes. But with YouTube channel, I can extend even to 200 students, 300 students. There is no limitation. And then there is no time limitation as well. No limitation in terms of students joining, no limitation in terms of time being used for the session. So these are the basic features. But for you, if you think you are strong enough and you have, your institution has a Zoom that is paid for, then it becomes much more easier to use Zoom session than using YouTube. But another feature or advantage of using YouTube Live is that all the chats that your students will be posting or questions will be stored because they'll be saved as comments. But in Zoom, if you don't save, the moment you close the session, your chats will be lost. You won't be able to see the conversations that you have had with your students. So these are at least some of the differences and comparisons between the two platforms.
Normally we want our students to do like practical things in class. For example, doing live presentation, group work, and so on and so forth. That's what I'm talking about, the effectiveness of YouTube and the Zoom. Because Zoom has feature for all those actions that I'm talking about. Like you can share multiple screens and so forth.
So if it's So if you want to create some collaborative activities or you want to see some group work from your students, so you would better go for Zoom. Zoom is better for using these particular features. But for YouTube, you don't have features for sharing screen and don't have features for participants to be able to speak.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So should we proceed, Dr. Makuku? Should we move on to the next session? Okay, so I am moving on to the next session.
Who is there? Let's say, Amisu, very quickly. Sorry,
I just tried to do
Raymond, no, it's not you. It's Amisu now. Sengeze, I feel that we need to give our participants time so that at least once they get to learn about one aspect, they understand it fully. It's better that way than we leave them and we go to Facebook. Amisu.
Right. All right.
Hello.
Hello.
Madam, I had wanted to ask a question with regard to relationship between Zoom and YouTube, but I'm satisfied with the explanation of the
Okay, Adeumi.
I have withdrawn my question. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Yes. Thank you for enlightenment. I have two questions. One, can I delete uploaded YouTube post? Then two, can I change the setting from private to public? Maybe subsequently. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Adeumi, for your question. So it is possible that you can delete your videos or anything that you have uploaded. As long as you are the one who has uploaded the content on YouTube, you can be able to delete it. Again, you can also be able to change the settings depending on what you want, from private to public. So even if the video has been public for the past 10 days or 1 week or 1 month, you can also be able to change the setting to make it private or public or unlisted, depending on what you want to do. So it's all possible. I think I'll be able to show this when we repeat again quickly. We repeat this quickly again.
Yes, so what we do now, Sengez, is that you repeat the first steps of creating your YouTube channel, and then we go on to Facebook. If we don't finish, we finish next week. Or we extend. So let's start with the generation, for the sake of those who did not understand and those who joined later. Thank you.
Oh, okay, all right. So, all right, I'm going to repeat the session and I'm going to start again from the beginning so that you get to see all the steps. So this is my Mozilla Firefox screen. And therefore, I'm assuming everyone does not have an email account. And therefore, I'm going to start from the beginning. So what I do is, first of all, since YouTube channel is part of YouTube, I mean, part of Google, I have to have a Gmail account. And therefore, what I do is I go to YouTube and write create Gmail account. So when you click on that, you have a lot of options coming up. So maybe I take this particular second link, and then it will be able to tell me where to go. You want to create your account. Okay, this will take us far away. Let me take the first option here. Do you want to create a new, so create account. So here we want to create a Gmail account because to be able to have a YouTube channel, you need to have a Gmail account. Now, if you have your own Gmail account, that is enough. If you do not have a Gmail account, I'm taking you through the steps. So for those who have Gmail accounts, just bear with us for a few minutes when we are creating this account, and then we start straight away when everyone has a Gmail account. So I'm assuming everyone can be able to follow the steps here. So I want to create an account, which means...
Sorry, just a minute. It means then that we need to emphasize that even when they are now sharing with their students, if you were to load emails, if you load an email which is not a Gmail, nowhere will it go, because this YouTube belongs to what? To Gmail, and they want just the Gmail account. I think somebody...
that is it.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm clicking on create an account. And therefore, when you create an account, that means you're creating an email. So you set a name. For example, I say maybe John, last name. Oh, okay. You can give it a name of a channel you want. Maybe John Channel, for example. Just give it a name. Or you can put it as your name as well. Maybe you want your students to identify you by your name itself. So just put your name as it is. I'm assuming you do not have a Gmail account, and therefore we're creating a new account. So what is the email username? So maybe John channel 2022, for example, something of this kind. And then you test whether this email already exists. For example, here the username is already taken. What you have to do is you select another one. You have some options for you to select from here, or you can just edit from here. So we are just creating a normal email. For example, I'm trying to change here. I put John dot and see whether this is available. So this is already taken. Maybe I put a hyphen. Okay, maybe I change the year here. I put something like 1982, for example, and see whether this exists. Okay, if there is no any red color coming, it implies therefore that this is available. You can be able to go ahead. Now, what I'm doing is I'm setting up a password. My password here will be again, I'm just setting a password which might be stronger to be able to prevent. So what I do, I'm repeating the same password I used for the first so that I just remember. So I said it was test 123 at, again, I repeat the same password, test 123 at. So if you want to see the email, the password, this will be the password. And then what I do is click next. Click next. Okay, you can save or you don't save depending on the computer. So put the number of your phone number, so that because there is a code that will come to your phone and you have to enter it here. So I'm just putting my number as 0687635 and then 696. You have to make sure that you're putting the same number because the message will come on your phone where you are with your phone. You need to read the message from your phone itself. So let me see whether this goes. Okay, so a code should come on my, yeah, the code is here. So it's 33 and then 96 and then 21 and then verify. Yeah, so that means this is perfect. What you have to set up is the details here. So the day, maybe day is 1, and then month, your date, December, and then maybe I'm putting a year as 1982, for example, and then gender, male, and then you click on next. You are creating your channel, your email. So what you do is, yes, click yes, I'm in, just normal options. You have privacy and terms, privacy and terms. You have to agree to this, so yes, I agree. Scroll down and click on I agree. So the moment you click on I agree, that means you are already into your email account. All right, so yeah, so now I am already in the account. You can see my name on the top right corner here, J. If I click here, John will be there. John channel is there. So that means I've created a channel named as John channel. So yeah, so right now I'm into my account. Now we are on level with all those who had their email account ready, prepared, because you can be able to log in into your account. Now the next step is to be able to create our channel now. This is the second step. To create our channel, you go to the top right corner where you have the apps part. This is the part called Google Apps. Click on the Google Apps and then go to YouTube application because we are going to create a YouTube channel. And therefore we click on YouTube application. This is the YouTube. Remember, Google Apps and then YouTube. And so it takes some time to load depending on the nature of your network. All right, so it's here now. So what we do is you can see the part, here where you have, you see whether you are the one logged in here. So now this is not me. This is not John. I have to make sure that I log in as John because I'm creating a YouTube for John. So I sign out and log in as John. So a button will come on the top right corner telling me sign in. I have to sign in. So there is a sign in here. So click on sign in here so that you get to put your email and password. So my channel is John channel. You can see it is now listed on all of my email addresses I have. So John channel here, click on this and log in. So put the password you have created. So password was test123 if I remember correct. So it should be this one. Then click on next. You can save or not save depending on that. Okay, so I'm already signed in. I'm in the channel now. So what I do, okay, it takes some time to load. What I do is not now, I don't like to make any setting, but I have to stay online. So it's setting it up. Okay. So what I do is now I see my name, John, on the top right corner here. This is my channel. I'm already signed in and I'm on the right part. From this point is where the creation of the channel begins. What I do is I click on the profile here, and then there is this create a channel. So this is where everything starts. Create a channel. Click on create a channel. And then you can be able to upload a picture. For example, upload a picture of yourself. I'm just giving an example of any picture I might have on my desktop, for example. Anything like maybe if I have anything on my desktop, any picture, I can be able to upload something. Maybe anything, maybe education technology. I'm just putting this. Okay, I'm just uploading this and then say I'm done. Anything, if you have any picture of yours, see the picture is there. And then this is the channel name. Do you want to retain the same channel name, or you can change it? So you have an option of being able to add maybe John channel 7. So I'm just modifying it. If I don't like to modify it, I just retain the name. I leave it the way it is. And then I do create the channel. So now John channel is being created. So it might be you are creating a channel like your subject name, for example, social sciences, maybe, or maybe education technology. So any name of your channel you might think would be appropriate. So now I am already inside my channel. This is my channel. You can see in the name John channel, there is no subscriber, no one who has subscribed to my channel. And I just want now to be able to start using my channel. And then what you see on the left pane here is you have the home menu for your channel. If you click on home menu, this is the home menu of your channel. And then if you click on, for example, subscriptions, there'll be details about subscriptions, people who have been able to subscribe to your channel or any other channel that might be interesting. You have library, the setting on library, what you already have on your channel. So in this case, the channel is empty, so you don't have anything. And then you have the history. So you don't have anything now. There is no list of videos. Your videos, you don't have any video. So you can't see anything. There is no video here. So you have other things you can customize. So because we don't have anything, what we have to do on the first press is to be able to upload our own videos. So I'm going to upload a video. So click on create, and then you have two options. One is for uploading videos, and the other one is for going live. So all these operations will be used for your students, but let's take one, the first one. We want to upload a video. You have created a set of videos for your students. You want to share the videos with your students. So click on upload videos. I hope the steps are much more streamlined now. And then here you have two options. One, you can drag and drop your video here, or you can click on this button and be able to browse and follow where your video is. So you have two options, either dragging and dropping. For example, I can go to my folders here. I select where, okay, so I go to my AAU documents. So I see, I don't know whether you see this screen, but what I do, I'm dragging and dropping here the video. You see the video is coming on this here. Just dragged and dropped. The video should come. Yeah, now the video is there. You can see, I think something has come. The screen has changed because I've dragged and dropped. Now, since you see this, this is the front page of your first video. What you have to do is to write the title of the video, as you can see on this particular point, and then you need to give a little bit of description about the video. What is the video about? What maybe your students will be able to do? So what I do is I'm putting, okay, this is volumetric analysis lab 2. I need to change this one. This is not the appropriate title. So I put a title that you think will be appropriate. So maybe lab 7, lab 3. I just do like this. Titration experiment. Something, just depending on what you want to do. And then give some details. For example, this video highlights the experiment, experiment on titrations, for example. Titration attempt. Watch the video and respond to the questions set on Moodle, for example. Just give them some instruction and then click next and then do the settings. For example, here it's asking you, is this video for children or it's not for children? So I go, it's not for children, it's for young men. So click on not for children, then click next. So here, there's nothing you can set. Everything is the default setting. Click next. At this particular point on checks, you don't have anything to configure, and then click next. Now, this is the point where you have to set the visibility of your video. Do you want your video to be available to everyone on the internet? Do you want it to be available to only selected individuals? Or do you want it to be available to only those people with your link? So when you select private, that means it will be only shared privately to some individuals based on the emails. When you click on unlisted, it means you can be able to share. It's the method I'm using here. So I copy the link and share with you only. It's not available on the network or on the internet because no one can search it on YouTube because it's only for those who have links. And then if I select public, that means it is visible to everyone. So if I go to YouTube and search, I write this lab 3 titration experiment, this video will come. That is the meaning of being public. So you said, what do you want to do with the video? So let me say I'm going to do the public thing. So public means it will be available. Click on publish. It will now be available to everyone. So if I search it on YouTube with public, it will be able to come. I mean, someone will be able to see that. So now once it's uploaded, you have options on where you can share the link. Do you want to share the link on WhatsApp? So you click here on Facebook, Twitter, or any other platform. You have many platforms here. LinkedIn, you want to publish this video on LinkedIn so that your LinkedIn followers can be able to see. You want to publish it on other Reddit, for example. You want to publish on the common platform, Facebook. So you select where you want to publish the video. So otherwise, you can copy the link and take it on your, maybe on your WhatsApp. I mean, you can post it on your WhatsApp groups of students, for example. Select any group where you want to post the video and then post it there if you have a group of students. Otherwise, what you do is I copy this link and paste it onto my chat here. And then you should be able to see, okay, I think I'm posting it on the chat. You should be able to see the link and you should be able to open the link from the chat. So once it is done, you close and your video is here. You can see the video being shown here. I do hope you are following up. Maybe you can type yes or no if you are following up to this point. Can you type yes or no from the chat so that we get to see whether we are following up?
You can type in the chat panel. Yes.
Right, so we see that some yeses coming.
Following. Yeah, I think this is well done. Now they can create their YouTube channels and they can also manage to upload or go live. But I wanted to ask again, Sengeze, for clarity for our people. If I'm going live, definitely it will now remain permanent also on YouTube. Is that not so?
So you have two options. You can easily delete it or you can leave it permanent, depending on your setting. So if you are setting it public, it's available. But when I go to my platform, to my YouTube channel, I can go and delete. For example, I want to show you, I want to respond to the question one participant asked about deleting, changing the ownership here. So here, since you have your video here, you click on options here, you have a lot of options. Do you want to delete this video forever? I click on delete, it goes off. Do you want to download this? Do you want to, to modify, to edit the description? Click on edit here, it will give you, no, the experiment was not this one. It was experiment number 4. So I'm checking, it is now number 4, not number 3. So click on save. Now it remains as number 4. You see, so you can do the editing. You can play with everything. Now I go to ownership. Visibility. Now it's set as public. I don't like this video to be public. Maybe after 10 days or 1 year or 2 years, I don't want this video to be public any longer anymore. What I do, I click on change the ownership here and then make it unlisted. So and save. So now it's unlisted. It's not public on the internet again. So I think I have responded to the questions that were asked by one of the participants about deleting and about changing the ownership and visibility.
Yes. Okay. Rianati and Jean, very quickly. Rianati and Jean, go ahead.
Hello, everyone.
Yes, quickly, please. We are running for our time.
Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Are you hearing me?
No, Rianat, just hold on. We are on Jean. Okay, so Jean, go on, and then Rianat, you come next.
Thank you very much. I am asking the lecturer about going live. When you are using a smartphone or tablet, they are asking it to have like 1,000 subscribers, and so you can't create your YouTube channel and then.
Yeah. So for when you're using normal, yeah. So it depends on the platform you're using. And the device. If you are using a smartphone to create a live session on YouTube, it requires you to have a number of subscribers. But if you're using a desktop or a laptop computer, you can be able to do it without having that number of subscribers. So it depends on the device you're using on. You are setting up from. It's different from Facebook Live where you can go straight away. Here there is a restriction.
Okay, Rianati.
Yes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Thank you for today's presentation. In fact, I really learned a lot, and I thank the presenters. But my question is, I've once used Google Meet, which is an app to teach my students. I want to know the difference between that one and this one we are doing. Then again, this YouTube something, somebody has asked that question again. To use it, do we have to pay to the YouTube? How do we subscribe to be using it?
Okay. So, all right. So, the difference between YouTube and YouTube channel and Google Meet is that with YouTube channel, you can be able to do it for extended longer period of times. You can be able to stay online and live for a defined, for undefined number of hours. But with Google Meet, the only limitation is that it's limited. The free version of Google Meet is limited to 1 hour session and then to 100 participants or students. Now with YouTube, I can have many more students. I can have many more amount of time. But the beauty of using Google Meet is that you can be able to have live interactions with your students. Students can be able to talk, can be able to share, can be able to chat as well. While on YouTube, you don't have the option to be able to talk. But again, with Google Meet, you can be able to have your slides and present. But on YouTube Live, you do not have that option. The only thing, the beauty of using YouTube Live is that we have options to be able to have your channel, your video recorded, stored straight away onto your channel. But when you use Google Meet, you will not be able to record the session because it's limited. When you're using a free version of Google Meet, you don't have the recording version because it's free. And therefore, when the session is over, your students will not be able to have the session, the video for later retrieval. But on YouTube, the moment I finish talking, the video is straight away saved onto my channel. And therefore, even the student who missed my session will be able to come and access it later on when he or she needs. Or I can share the link with him anytime. So that is the beauty. But unless your institution has a paid version of Google Meet, then you are free because you'll be able to record the session. If you do not have a paid version of Google Meet, there is a restriction in terms of number of participants and in terms of time you're going to spend on one session. That is the difference. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Bello. Thank you, Rianati.
No problem, Bello.
I
have a question.
Okay, quickly, please.
Please, Ma, can we have the recorded version of it, please?
No, we have administration costs and also payment of our facilitators and so on. So you can write to me. I'm putting my number there. Just quickly take my WhatsApp number and we can continue talking about it.
Okay, thank you very much.
I've put my number there.
Okay.
Dr. Violet Makuku. People are asking, can I use with one account multiple channels of YouTube?
No. Only one account with one channel.
Yes.
So one account, one Gmail account will go for one channel.
Yes. And then I think there was some other question in the chat panel where somebody was also asking about, is it free? YouTube is free, isn't it?
Yeah, YouTube is free.
YouTube.
It's free because, yeah, you can be able to do anything on YouTube. You can be able to upload videos and all. There is no limitation. So some of the services like Google Drive is free, but you have a freedom of using 15 GB of free space online for yourself. So beyond 15 GB, you'll be able to pay something. But for for YouTube, it's free. You can be able to upload videos anytime. Because even though you're doing that, Google is also benefiting. The moment you upload videos, they are liked by many people, they are subscribed by many people. Then YouTube will start putting some advertisements on your videos, and then it's also generating money. So a lot of companies will be paying Google indirectly where you don't know. But later on as well, when you are also having more than 1,000 subscribers, you can also go for monetization of your channel as well, which means you can be able to get some amount of dollars deposited into your account depending on the content you're putting and how it's being liked by people. So
Once
yeah,
you
we
get
do not
to
like to go into
1,000, isn't it?
Yeah.
Once you get to
Yeah.
1,000 followers.
Yeah.
Yes, Raymond, what we will do, Sengese, is that we are saying that this week we have devoted it to YouTube. I hope you are comfortable with that. Next week we then finish with Facebook.
All right. Okay.
Because I don't know how much time you would have wanted to cover Facebook.
So I think Facebook would be, because they already know about YouTube, it will be easier to streamline. It's just creating a Facebook group and then be able to create a Facebook live stream, which is much more easier even. I think 20 minutes should be enough if they can be able to
let's
sustain.
Continue with Facebook because there are still many people. Let's just continue on Facebook.
Sure. All right, so I'm switching straight away to my presentation. And
Christiana and whoever, you can write your questions in the chat panel and we can attend to them later. So please continue with the Facebook.
Right. So, all right, so we are moving on to part 2 of our session. I'm sharing my screen here and it's like this. I do hope you can see my screen now from your end.
Yes.
Perfect. So, okay, I'm starting with a brief background. So Facebook is one of the platforms we use for teaching as well. It's one of the social networks that is commonly used for teaching, just like Facebook. And then it's the most trafficked social network site, which has a lot of traffic incoming and going. We also have a fast growing demographic where many of the users in Facebook are 25 years and above, which means even our students will be lying in this particular group, and therefore you can be able to tap on their potentials. And then it has more than 30 million posts uploaded daily, which means you can be able to use it for your purpose. And then you have 6 million active user groups, which we are going to discuss about how to create user groups now. And then you have over 24,000 applications built on Facebook, and then 140 new applications added per day. So on each day, you have more than 140 new applications added onto our Facebook. And then, so what you have to remember is that you have to create an account and invite your students into the group, and then encourage your students to create content-specific, materials or resources to start the discussions. And then try to find ways to be able to use Facebook in a more interactive way, where your students can be able to interact and talk and write something. And then have a separate teacher and person account. So in most cases, you need to create a person account, but you can also be able to use your Facebook account to go straight away if you do not have any issue. Use the group feature as a way to keep content clear. There is a feature we are going to discuss now. And then don't assume that your students understand everything. What you know is give them some orientation on how to use Facebook in their teaching. And then also use some private settings settings to be able to manage all those who come into the channel. So this is an example of a Facebook group I had for my students. It was back in 2016 when I was having a class. So I had a group of 26 participants, and then I made it private in the sense that it was only visible to my students, not everyone. So like in YouTube, we had to set on private and public. Likewise, when we create Facebook groups, we can be able to set them as private and public. So here I made it as a private group because it's only for my class, not to the world outside there. And then, so in this case, I could be able to see discussions happening in my session. For example, I just put up a question here. Will the use of technology in classroom replace teachers? Will teachers become jobless later on? So you see, I could be able to get, there are only 26 participants. So I got 33 comments and it was seen by 17 participants. And you see a lot of comments coming into it. So we can be able to tap onto Facebook, be able to engage students, especially in the areas where we do not have learning management systems in place. You can start with engaging your students on Facebook as well, and then move forward. There is also an option to be able to do learning analytics, seeing on how your students are learning, who is interacting on accessing which content, and how many have been able to see this particular content. All this can be done in Facebook as well, just as in YouTube Live, a YouTube session. So what you do with creating, with Facebook is that you go to settings and then we create a group. and then we do the settings. So I'm going to demonstrate how we create the group. And then later on, I'll also be able to do what you call a live session with using YouTube Live, Facebook Live. So I'm stopping and then going to my browser now. So here is my browser. Oh, not this one. Not this one. All right, so this is my browser here, and then I'm going to share it. Yeah, this is my browser. All right, so this is my browser. I hope you can see my Mozilla Firefox browser. I'm going to my Facebook account. So I'm assuming you all have Facebook accounts, which means you can log into your Facebook account. So for example, this is my Facebook account. And what I do is I want to create, a group for my students, for example, of the course. So what I do is I go to the menu. Just like we had on YouTube channel, there was this part on the top right corner. There was where we had apps, Google applications. Now here we have the menu. The menu is where you actually start with your, you start doing all the operations and creating group. Okay, so I click on menu.
Okay, I'm going to mute everyone because I think we can now hear some noises. You go ahead, Sengese. Unmute yourself, Sengese. Hello. Please unmute yourself.
I hope you can hear me now.
Yes, I muted everyone because we were now hearing noises from everywhere.
All right. Okay, so what you do here is you go to the top right corner here again, and then because you want to create a group, you click on group. So it's a group for our students, a group where our students will be able to interact. So what I'm doing now is to give it a name. For example, I want to give it a name as social sciences. Social sciences, for example, I don't know, sciences 101. Just this is the name of my course. Then you set up the the visibility. Is it public? Which means anyone can see who is in the group and what they are posting. If you put it private, only members can see who is in the group and what they post. So for me, it's only for my class, maybe a 50 class students. I'm going for private because I want it limited for my students. So the group will be visible, so I make it visible to the group. Now, the next option you can do is to be able to invite friends. If you know the emails, you can tell them to, you can just pick one by one and add into the group. Otherwise, what you do is you tell them that I have created a group called Social Sciences 101, and then they should be able to join the group. That is basically how we invite members into the group. Now, once you have set everything ready, what you do is click on Create Group. You see that it's creating down here. So our group is called Social Sciences 101. Yeah, it's now created here. You can see it's private. There is only one member, which is me now because I'm the only one inside. Now, what I do, I can be able to invite my students. If they are, I know their emails or I know their Facebook account is, I just select maybe this is my student, and then this is my student, this is my student, this is my student, and then I just click on send invites. They will be able to see that I have invited them. And then they will be able to accept my invitation, and then they'll be able to join the group. So this is basically what we do with creating. Very simple as this. Keep editing. So this is as simple as this. A group is already created, Social Sciences 101, and then I can easily add my members inside. I can invite, so you can still do the editing here. You can do the invite members, you can add cover, you can add a description, you can create a post. For example, if I want to be able to modify my channel here, my group, I can change this particular image. This default image is not my image that I want. I want to create something that would be easier, that would attract my students to know that, yeah, this is our class. So what I do is I'm going to, I take you to a software known as Canva. Canva.com is a software that you can be able to create banners, images for social media and upload. So if you do not have an account on this, you can create an account. For me, I have already an account, so it is easier for me to go inside. If you do not have an account, then you create an account and then navigate into it. So the target of coming here is to be able to create a banner for my course. And then here I go to templates. You see there are a lot of templates for social media, Instagram, Facebook posts and all. And then that is, remember, that's a Facebook. So it's a Facebook cover, because here what I want to remove this image you see here. I mean the cover for my course. I want to quickly design a new cover and upload here. So I just remove this one and then put the course cover that is much more understandable. What I do, I go to Canvas, then I go to templates, I go to Facebook covers, because I just need to remove that cover. If I click on Facebook covers, what happens here is that I have a lot of different designs, ready-made designs for me to customize and change. For example, here, I'm talking about social sciences, so I look into a cover that looks like social sciences. That will be easier to change or something, I don't know. So maybe let me take anything like, maybe this is free. I click on this one, for example, I don't know. And then I want to use this one, so I click on use this one. Click here so that I use the template. So you just do the editing, edit the content, edit the words that are available here, and then you are done. So it's loading. Yeah, so I don't like to use the word hustle. What I'm doing is like the name of the course. So social sciences. So I'm deleting this, I'm putting social sciences, social sciences. Okay, and then so I have to reduce the size of the text here, so I can drag and change. I can reduce the size here by putting it to maybe 42. You see, it becomes much more easier, simple. So it's just simple editing. You do some simple editing. Social sciences 101. This is the name of my course. All right, so here, and then if I think this is all I wanted to add, and then there are options to be able to download. I mean, so there are options to download this image. All right, so download this. Click here on download, and then your download will start coming up. Okay, it goes PNG. Okay, so JPEG, for example, then download. So your image will be downloaded, and I can be able to upload into my So here is the image is downloaded. Click OK so that it is saved on your computer. And then what we do, what I do now, I come back to my Facebook page. I mean, this was my Facebook page. And then I change this image and put my image I have designed quickly. So what I do is I click on edit, and then I do upload photo. And then this is my Hustle Facebook cover, and then say open. So I remove this cover. Now I'm going to put the new cover. So it takes some time to load, but the new cover, now you see, you can be able to drag it somewhere if you think, okay, now save the changes. Now my Facebook group is now making sense because it's Social Sciences 101, and even my students will be able to see, yeah, this is our course, and yeah, this is the one. So it's updated. What I do is I invite members and then I start posting. So you can be able to, I mean, you can start writing my posts here. You can upload, you can upload documents, videos, and all from this particular point. You can give details here. And then you can also be able to put the topics, topic 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, set up the topics here. You can be able to view the members. And then you can be able to have other settings at this particular point. So you can be able to pin the announcements. You can be able to unfollow, you can be able to pause, you can be able to, so you have a lot of settings you can be able to play with. As long as your students are in, everything you post will be seen here. Everything you post, everything you upload will be seen. And then you are ready to go. So that is how we create Facebook groups for our students. Now, once we have a Facebook group for our students, what remains next is, for example, you want to have a live interaction with your students, which means you want to invite our students for live interaction. The first thing they have to do is to make sure that they are members of the group. And then if they are members, it becomes easier even to set up a live interaction where they can be able to see me with the video. Now what we do is, okay, I'll just refresh. And okay, network, I think network is, okay. Network is coming down, but you should be able to see that. So this is my group. Now I want to go live. That means I want to make a live interaction with my students. What I do is I click on live video. So I don't know whether you have time now. We could be able to add a few students on the group, and then we do a live interaction, and then you have a feeling of how this live interaction is, just like we did with Facebook, with the YouTube live session. So the same, we could be able to get, I mean, click here and then be able to stream our live interaction from this particular page. But if you are done, then what you do is you share the link and your students will be able to join into your live session. I'm not sure whether we still have participants to be able to join.
Yes, we have people here on board. Sorry to ask you very, very quickly that that live video, we want to say again, as we, at the back of our minds, we are thinking of the practical oriented disciplines. Tell the participants how then they will make sure that as they are doing the live video, if they are in the lab, everything that they are trying to make their students see of a demonstration that they are doing, the students are able to see from any and every angle on the Facebook Live and on the YouTube Live. The mixing of reagents, the titration, and what comes, all that.
All right. So yeah, just like we did with Facebook and with the YouTube channel, you can also be able to do the same here. So what I do is, first of all, maybe I would like to get some members inside, is when they could be able to see how this thing is working. Otherwise, they will think it's much more of theory. We would like to do it practically so that they get to see how it is working. Yeah, so I don't know whether they'll be able to join the group. If they will be, I wanted to get a few of them joining the group. Unfortunately, no one is my friend, so they can't be able to join here. But what should I do? Should we do? Let me try to share this link here, and then I'm sharing on the chat. Let people try to join from this particular link, those who are on Facebook.
Yes, that's what I was going to suggest, that we will activate the chat, and now they can use that link to join. I will also join.
Yeah, so try to see whether you can join here. I shared the link on the chat.
We are in the social sciences. We are in.
So you need to request for, I mean, you have to request to join, yeah? Can you see anything? A request or join the group?
It says introducing cross-app messages. Join group.
You should be able to see. Join group, yeah.
Joined the group.
So I should be able to see, I mean, requests coming.
Yes, did you see my request?
Members, let me see whether there is anyone coming up. Like a request. Members. Not yet. I haven't seen it. It hasn't yet come. Should be able to come here.
I clicked the join.
Not yet. Not yet. Has not yet come here.
Maybe it's the network, because it's even saying if I don't want, I can cancel the request.
Yeah, maybe. Members want no request has come yet. Request sent. So yeah, I see some people have sent requests. Should be able to get the requests here. I mean, the requests coming, and I should be able to accept them into the group. Okay.
Are they not going into your email?
No, no, no. They should be able to come straight away onto this page.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Members. Notification, pin group, brief. Okay. Topics, discussions. Invite members, create posts. All right. Edit. Well, I don't know why it's not coming. It's not coming this side. And I see a lot of them said they sent. Okay, let me make it public. Maybe because it's private, that would be a challenge. I see there is a comment coming. So, okay, I'm changing the setting to public so that it is much more easier to handle. So change it to public. Making it okay, I should be able to get it. Okay, social sciences, customized background color, and then images, manage discussions. Okay, all right. Should be it's changing here. Okay. Group. Okay, cancel. Change private to only members can see this, who can join. Visible, make it visible. Okay. Okay, and then off. My network is location private. No, why is that changing? It should be changing. Okay, I see there are 35 members requests, 40 members requests. They have come now, so I'm approving everyone here. So the requests have come. So I think you should be able to see.
Did you receive them on the private or now you?
Yeah, on the private, on the private, yeah. So okay, I see the members here. If you can see. Yeah, it was network. So now members, they can see. I think I have approved all of you. Can you see? Did you get? Can you navigate the course page?
So
I see
if
I have
you
approved.
have accepted us, what are we able to do?
So you should be able to see, because I did not put anything, at least you should be able to see the page. You should be able to see the course page itself and details, because nothing we have put yet so far till now.
Okay. Yeah, social science, yes.
All right, so and then, okay, and then so what do we do here? Have you been able to join? I don't see anyone here. I have approved all of you. Did you see? I'm still alone. I'm still alone. Did you get my approval request? Can you see anything? Maybe it's network yet?
I think it's the network issue.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's network. Because I have approved all of them, the 40 participants, but now. Okay, so someone is requesting. Yeah, I don't see anyone coming. I think. Yeah, okay. So I see there are people who have been approved. Already they are saying they have been approved. And then if that is so, then let's go to the group itself. So, okay, go to the group. And then, okay. But yeah, they have been approved. I still see myself. alone, not in a group. I don't see members here. Even though they
But
say they
I
have been
think
approved, but I don't see members.
it must
Yeah, I
be
don't know.
network issues.
Yeah, yeah. Otherwise, because when you have members in the group is when you can initiate even, I mean,
The
Facebook Live
discussion.
sessions and all. Yeah, discussions in Facebook Live.
Masimba Makoni
So,
is saying we are on board.
yeah, I don't know, but I don't see members here. I mean, if for me, members, I see only member is one. So I don't see others yet. They
Can
have,
you
I mean,
refresh the page? If you are to refresh the page,
so
what
yeah,
happens?
someone says that they are. Okay, let me refresh and see. Let me refresh and see what happens.
You will see all of us.
Yeah, should be. So now I see there are 4 more members requesting to join. So I see 4 more members. Let me approve them. So I see Vincent is there. I'm seeing Chido is there. I'm approving. I see Mabel. I see Eunice Gashom is also and Chido. So I have approved all these. So I go back to my homepage. Yeah, I see now. Yeah, I see the members now inside. Yeah, I can see them. So let me, yeah. So now, yeah, perfect. Now you can see me. I can see you. Oh, sorry, I can see you now. Everyone is there. 41 members. What I do now, I'm going to create my YouTube live. I mean, my Facebook live session. What I do is I click on room. I hope you can all see my screen now. I'm in the course.
Yes.
There is a point where it's written room. There is a point written room. There is a video icon here. You can see this where I'm pointing my cursor. Okay, so someone is controlling my cursor, I think. So I'm clicking on room so that I get to create my live session with my students. I give it a name. Oh, there is someone who has taken control of my mouse. Okay, so room name on top. You can give the name of the room. Okay, I want to say maybe lab session 2. I just give it a name. Lab session 2. Okay, lab session 2, for example. Just give it a name. So this is save. Then start now. Yeah, so I can click next. And then, okay, so join the room. Okay, post the link. So I think many of you should be able to see me now. I'm going live now. So it's setting up the environment. So it's putting on the camera. It's just creating the room now. And then I'll be able to see, okay, join the room. I'll be able to see everyone. I mean, I'll be able to see. Okay. Okay. So, okay. This is the link. And Peru, oh my network, there's a network challenge here. It's creating chaos here. So join the room. Okay, it's coming up. I think it's coming up. Copy the link. I hope you can see me now, maybe from your end. Let me share this particular link into the group and let me know whether you can be able to click and be able to see. So I'm sending it to everyone. Okay, try to join on that particular link and see whether you can be able to join straight away into the session. So right now I see only one person. I think. Can you be able to see anything from your end? By clicking on the link? Yes, I can see. So yeah, Stanley says he can see. I'm not sure whether everyone can be able to see from the end. If you can see us, please let us know. Anyone who can, yeah, I can see. So Isaac is saying you can see. All right, so I think this is how we do. So from there, you can be able to do demonstration of anything. Share the link again. Okay. Okay, the link is here. Yeah. Yeah, I have network challenge this side, but that is basically how we do it.
So, Sengese, I want to ask if it therefore means that a person should join twice, that you first invite them to your group, and then later on when you have a class, like if you now want them to be in a live session, you invite them again to a live session.
Yeah. So if they are already in the group, I mean, they're already my students, they are there for the next maybe 5-7 weeks. They're already my students. They don't need to, I don't need to be able to invite them. So I just have set time. Today at 3 p.m. in the afternoon, we have a live session. So I just go live at 3 p.m. and I expect my students to be there. So otherwise, I can copy the link of my session and then share with them, and then they can be able to join. So it's a matter of setting time when my student, when I have a live session with my students, and they should be able to follow the time I have set for the live interaction.
Okay.
That is how it is, yeah. So yeah, from there you can be able to upload videos, you can be able to upload documents, you can be able to write something, you can initiate discussions as well. All that can be able to happen in as long as you are in the group.
Yes, thank you. I think for today, are we okay now? I think we are okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, all right.
Yes, can we call it a day? Yeah, thank you very much. Sengese, I think you have done justice to both the use of YouTube and also the use of Facebook in teaching and learning. Yeah, we are still very many, 120, only about 40 of us or 46, 50 people left. And it means that it's a worthwhile endeavor to take care because people could stay all through. Thank you so much. On behalf of the Association of African Universities, we want to thank all of you for joining us. Allow me to thank Sengese for taking us through this session that is very important and good for all of us. I want to thank Pamela Boama also for the technical support, and our TV crew. We have Mr. Ransford and team. They normally also make sure that they take it through for live streaming on the AAU TV. So ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow we have another session, and on a Thursday, we also have another session. So we hope you are going to join us on both these days. And then next week, we will send you the invitations of what we will be doing next week. Please, if you are new or you want to pursue getting the link, just try and get me on +233 263 129798, Dr. Violet Makuku, and we will respond to your issues and make sure that we do follow-ups. I've posted on the chat panel my WhatsApp number as well as my name, so you are invited. You can write me, just send me a hello on WhatsApp, and we can take it up from there and communicate with you. Till we meet again tomorrow, it's a good evening, a good morning, and a good afternoon, wherever you may be. I thank you And
Dr.
bye-bye.
Dr.
Yes.
Mokuko, I shared a link where they can be able to, they can be able to share their comments and feedback. I shared a padded link, so I just posted on the chat. Yeah.
Yes, so that we find out if there are any follow-up issues.
Yeah, sure. So please take some time to respond to to write something on the Padlet and then submit. We'll be glad to get your response and feedback.
Yes, thank you so much, Sengeze. We hope to be working with you once again. It has been good. The day has been highly productive because these were real practical sessions, not theory where people just talk without getting any skill or any experience and feel of it. Once again, on behalf of the Association of African Universities, I want to thank you and all the other support behind the scenes. Thank you to all our participants. Till we meet again tomorrow, bye-bye. You can get my number from the chat panel. Thank you.